first of all, you need to know them for your own life. Because you got to know that there are differences in intelligence. It's really important. If you go into a job and you're not smart enough for that job, you're going to have one bloody miserable time. And you're going to make life wretched for the people around you because you won't be able to handle the position. And as you climb hierarchies of competence, the demand on fluid intelligence increases. And so, unless you want to fail, you don't put yourself in over your head. Well, what's over your head? Well, that's a tricky thing to figure out. I mean, you have to figure that out with intelligence, you have to figure it out with conscientiousness, you have to figure it out with creativity, you have to figure out with stress tolerance, with agreeableness, because you want to go into a cooperative environment and not a competitive one if you're agreeable, and with neuroticism, you probably want to keep the stress level of your job relatively low, because those are all places that you can break down. And most people have at least one significant weakness in their intelligence personality makeup, and you got to be careful not to place yourself in a position where that's going to be a fatal flaw.
If you want to achieve true happiness in life, you need to make sure that you go out and find whatever it is that brings pure joy to the heart of your soul, and go out there and constantly pursue that with as much passion and commitment as you possibly can. You need to make that your number one priority if that makes you happy, because you need to make sure that everything you do in your life is meant to bring happiness to you, and you don't want to be stuck doing something that you hate day in and day out and just constantly going through the motions of life, because life was made to live, and life was made to be enjoyable and live to the fullest. So in order to achieve the fullest out of life, you need to make sure you are constantly happy and full of joy. And the best way to do that is find whatever brings that to you and pursue that relentlessly. Try to be the best there ever was at whatever makes you happy, so that way you can be extremely good at what you love and do what you truly want to do for the rest of your life. Now, while trying to achieve your true goals of happiness, it is going to be hard, because there's going to be some ups and there's going to be some major downsides to it as well, because it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. The game of life is incredibly hard and incredibly challenging, and it will push you in ways that you've never thought you'd be pushed before. But as long as you cling to what you know and what you are aware that makes you happy and brings you joy, you will be set on the right path, and you just constantly pursue that, and it will work out eventually.
Why did I get this C-? Well, that's a hell of a question, isn't it? Maybe you're stupid. Well, that could be, or at least stupid compared to who you think you are. Like, that's the real horror that's lurking there, right? It's like, oh, I thought I was kind of smart. That's a proposition of the highest order. I thought I was kind of smart. It's like, yeah, well, what about this C-? But one of the main reasons that people don't get what they want is because they don't actually figure out what it is. And the probability that you're going to get what would be good for you, let's say, which would even be better than what you want, right? Because you might be wrong about what you want, easily. But maybe you could get what would really be good for you. Well, why don't you? Well, because you don't try. You don't think, okay, here's what I would like if I could have it. I don't mean in a way that you manipulate the world to force it to deliver you goods for status or something like that. That isn't what I mean. Do you not know what you thought you knew? Are you not who you think you are? Do you not work hard enough? Are your values not organized properly? Do you misuse your time? Are you in the wrong field? Is the way you're construing your life completely inappropriate? Are you acting out what your parents wanted you to do and you're pissed off about it, so you're only running at 40% to spite them, despite the fact that they're paying $25,000 a year for your education? Because that's a fun game. Yeah, I'll go do what you want me to do, but I'll fail. But not completely, because then that wouldn't cost you very much. I'll just fail a little bit, so that you have to spend all that money forcing me to do what I don't want to do, but you'll never get to escape from it. And then every time we interact, I'll stab you in various ways that you don't quite understand, just to show you how irritated I am that I happen to be acting out the destiny that you've put forward for me. Imagine that you were taking care of yourself like you were someone you actually cared for. And then you thought, okay, I'm caring for this person. I would like things to go as well for them as possible. What would their life have to be like in order for that to be the case? Well, people don't do that. They don't sit down and think, all right, let's figure it out. You've got a life. It's hard, obviously. It's like 3 years from now, you can have what you need. You got to be careful about it. You can't have everything. You can have what would be good for you, but you have to figure out what it is. And then you have to aim at it. Maybe you're in California, see someone speeding down the road in a convertible Porsche, and you think, oh man, what a lucky bastard. The truth of the matter is that he's thinking about wrapping his expensive sports car around the next cement pillar that he comes close to. You can't tell, and people have hard lives, and even people who are comparatively fortunate have hard lives. The ideal that you're observing that makes you jealous and resentful is in large part an illusion that's created by your own mind.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Go ahead and like the video and let us know what you thought down in the comment section below.